The crypto industry is destined to be BTC focused due to regulators, says Michael Saylor. So that obviously means that altcoins may not survive. Well, I don't think so. I think altcoins will survive. MicroStrategy co-founder believes crypto-related regulatory enforcement action will play in Bitcoin's favor. Now, the SEC's view in crypto exchanges should trade and hold pure digital commodities like Bitcoin, and so the entire industry is kind of destined to be rationalized down to a Bitcoin-focused industry with maybe half a dozen to a dozen other proof-of-work tokens. Now, that's very interesting that he says that. The next logical step is for Bitcoin to 10x from here and then 10x again. That is amazing that he says that. So let's go and so regulatory clarity is going to drive Bitcoin adoption by eliminating the confusion and anxiety that has been holding back institutional investors. Bitcoin dominance will continue to grow as the crypto industry rationalizes around BTC and goes mainstream. Okay, plenty. So incredibly embarrassing to see how many Bitcoiners who self-identify as cypherpunks are absolutely salivating at the fact that the SEC is going after Coinbase. No company in this industry has done more for Bitcoin adoption than Coinbase. So very interesting, right? Okay, I want to play you this video very, very quickly so that you can see what happened here. Give me a second.
Us now, MicroStrategy co-founder and executive chairman. And Michael, the reason I picked that soundbite to play is that I feel like we already have clarity in terms of the U.S. regulatory regime for now. Gary Gensler at the SEC seems to want to stop any crypto companies in their tracks and either have them close their businesses down completely or move offshore. How do you think? How do you think it's all playing out?
Well, I think MicroStrategy's view since 2020 has been that the only institutional-grade investable asset in the crypto space is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the universally, globally acknowledged digital commodity in this industry. I think it's pretty clear that the regulators don't see a legitimate path forward for cryptocurrencies like the stable coins, crypto securities like the tokens mentioned. They don't have any love for crypto derivatives. They don't have any love for crypto tokens, and they have a view of crypto exchanges which is far constrained. I mean, their view is crypto exchanges should trade and hold pure digital commodities like Bitcoin. And so the entire industry is kind of destined to be rationalized down to a Bitcoin-focused industry with maybe a half a dozen to a dozen other proof-of-work tokens.
So, Michael, what happens then to the exchanges? In the U.S., at least, it seems, if they're only going to offer trading in Bitcoin or other, clearly pure commodity tokens, that's not going to be a great business model. Do exchanges in the U.S. just go away?
I take a different point of view there. I think there's been a lot of confusion because of the 25,000 other cryptos and because of all of the crypto securities that have been angling to position themselves as the next Bitcoin or a better Bitcoin. So now I think that the public is beginning to realize that Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. The next logical step is for Bitcoin to 10x from here and then 10x again. So eventually I have confidence that the crypto exchanges will come around to realizing that Bitcoin really is the dominant asset in this space. And their business models are fine when Bitcoin goes up by a factor of 10. And, we can see that the dominance of Bitcoin in the crypto economy as measured by coin market cap has moved from 40 to 48% this year alone. But I think that as the stable coins and the tokens go away, that long-term dominance is headed for 80%. And I think what you got to remember is the reason that we don't have mega institutional money flowing into this space is confusion and anxiety. When that disappears, you're going to see mega amounts of money flow into space, and the business models will be just fine focused on Bitcoin.
Michael, I want to ask what the future...
So, in what he's just actually gone and said there, he's basically gone and said to you that Bitcoin is the number one. It's going to remain the number one. Even Ethereum cannot flip Bitcoin. So for me, I've mentioned that on my videos, and I don't have anywhere near as much experience as most of the other crypto YouTubers and people that I follow. But I don't think there will be a flippening anytime soon. I think Bitcoin is the one to go. Guys, if you want to come over and watch this video, come check the article, the full video. Come check the article on Cointelegraph here. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And we'll see you inside for the full content. Stay right to the end so you can see what happens. How's it going? What's up? And what's happening there, you blessed, beautiful souls? Welcome to the Crypto Bliss Show, and I'm so excited once again to be here with you guys, especially after what happened yesterday. And today we have the Federal Reserve announcing their interest rate decisions, and it seems as though 100% of the community that vote, whether there will be an interest rate hike or pause or decrease, has voted that there will be a pause today, essentially. Now, the Fed could come out and surprise us all and clap us with another interest rate hike, and that would literally drop the shit out of the markets. The markets would fall on their asses. Okay. So be cautious when you're trading today. Please just make sure of that. Now, the very interesting thing that I have seen in this is that if they do pause and they don't raise any interest rates, boom, likelihood is that we could go up a little bit, and I wouldn't say too much, but we may be able to go and test previous highs and previous kind of to the 28.5 to 29.5 kind of level. I don't think we'll get back up to the 31 level right now. I think we're pretty strong in that consolidation space in Bitcoin. So let us go and have a look at all the news and everything right here, right now in this video. Stay tuned and right to the end, because you're going to get a lot of impactful information. Today, let's go and check out the crypto. We're back under the $1.1 trillion. We're still sitting at 36 billion in trading volume. We're back under the 26,000 level. Okay, we're 1739 on ETH, 246 on BNB, XRP 50 cents, Cardano 27 cents, Dogecoin 6 cents, Solana 15.04, Matic 64 cents, Polkadot 4.62, Litecoin 77.35, Avalanche 11.79. I told you guys I bought some more Avalanche and Solana yesterday and some Chainlink. And then Shiba Inu 680, Uni 427, Chainlink 537, and Cosmos 861. So very, very beautiful prices happening in the market. What do the crypto bubbles say? Okay, well, these are my bliss bubbles, guys. I will do a video a little bit later for you today based on my bliss bubbles. Okay, well, let us go and have a look at the top 100 first. For some reason, Luna still keeps pumping. Now, there's a lot of green in the market today, which is pretty good, except for XRD is down, and Tomi is down, Mask is down, Flow is down. Hex is still down, guys. Honestly, look at all of the green in the market here today. That is very, very fundamentally beautiful for us to be trading. So yesterday we had the Fed budget come in lower. It had slightly increased to a worse position than what it had been previously. So their budget was negative 240 billion. So in other words, they've removed 240 billion from the federal budget. We had the optimism index has gone up a little bit. Consumer price index has remained the same. Core CPI is 0.4%. CPI year over year is 4%, so it's remained the same, and it is coming down. And then core CPI year on year has been was 5.3%. Amazing that the forecast that they forecasted actually came 100% correct. So previously 5.5% was the prediction. Now, guys, today we have core PPI and PPI year on year and core PPI year on year over year. Now, please remember that in my personal view, I actually think PPI is more fundamental than CPI data. And why I say that is because PPI data is price price producer index. Now, that is the price that products are being produced at. Now, if the price of that is increased and liquidity is low in the market, that would mean that there is and many other factors, but that would mean that the supply chain could start to snap and break at some point if it goes way higher than what is expected here. And there isn't any typical forecast for it yet, which is very interesting. And then, of course, we have the Federal making the interest rate decision policy today, and then Fed Powell speaking a little bit later. So I'm going to be here on the channel live a little bit later, and perhaps we would do a live session during this video, during this time. So hope you guys absolutely are keen for that. If you are, smash the thumbs up on the video, please. That would be gratefully appreciated. Do you guys think that the Fed is going to raise interest rates, pause interest rates, or decrease interest rates today? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear my community's thoughts, please. Now, the fear and greed index today is just down 1 point from, yesterday's fear was actually 45. So it went from 47 to 45, which is interesting. And then the fear today is 46. So it's up just ever so slightly. Excuse me, guys. It's cold here and I'm wearing thousands of layers of clothes. You know, I don't like wearing clothes, man. I'm like a shorts, no shirt, no shoes kind of guy. That is me. Okay. So guys, Polygon 2.0 transform Ethereum with its new value layer. So we'll go and have a look at that in a little bit of another video later on today. Bitcoin rises as CPI decline hints at Fed rate hike pause. So very interesting. May's inflation rates in the United States have been announced. The Consumer Price Index release has revealed promising surprises, and all eyes have turned to Jerome Powell's upcoming statement on disinflation and rate hikes. That will be this evening. So the CPI release year on year comes in at 4% versus 4.1% estimated. Month on month comes in at 0.1% versus estimated 0.2%. Core year on year, it comes in at 5.3 with an estimated 5.3. And core CPI month on month came in at 0.4 and 0.4 was realized. So very, very interesting that that kind of stuff happened in the market. Now, where did I want to go and show you? So here, Bank of China. I'll get to that one. Okay, so the SEC asked for more time to respond to Coinbase call for crypto clarity. Now, isn't that very interesting? They are so quick to draw and fire the shots. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, and then now all of a sudden that they get an immediate response from Coinbase to tackle them, and literally we're now Coinbase and the crypto community are sword fighting the SEC at the moment. It says the securities says it would make a recommendation with 120 days on Coinbase's rulemaking request, but adds that the action has no merit. Well, that's bullshit, because the SEC don't even have merit or any action to or regulatory clarity on the space. So essentially, like, what the hell are they even asking for here? Like, you're quick to fire shots, but when you fire the shots, there is no regulatory clarity. So, like, what the hell is going on here? And I'm sorry, but the SEC and Gary Gensler deserves to be fired because he isn't doing his job. He is, well, according to us as the cryptopian community and other legislators, essentially through parliament, etc. But it's very interesting to see all of this. Bank of China issues $28 million in digital structured notes on Ethereum blockchain. The securitized tokens are governed by Hong Kong and Swiss law. So very interesting. Working together with UBS, we are driving the simplification of digital asset markets and products for customers in Asia Pacific through the development of blockchain-based digital structured designed specifically for customers in Asia Pacific. So that's pretty cool. Guys, crypto is about to explode. And, let the fight continue up until the halving, because once the halving reaches, regardless of regulatory clarity or not, and I haven't experienced the halving before, but through the videos that I've shown you guys on my channel, when I did this video for you yesterday, and I've done this video and I did more videos for you guys, I simply said to you guys that regulatory clarity, regardless, would help the space for sure, but essentially on the long-term chart for Bitcoin, every time there's a halving, Bitcoin goes completely up. So before the halving, it kind of sits and doesn't really do much. It kind of grinds sideways in capitulation and goes up a little bit, not a lot. So that's what I'm expecting up until next year. Guys, that means that through all the videos and the content that you're actually watching online, where, you know, the news and the impact is so powerful and it gets your emotions. This is where you need to remove your emotions from the picture, and you need to say, okay, well, actually, I have a tremendous amount of time ahead of, not lots, but a tremendous amount of time ahead of me. At least 6 months to 1 year before, in fact, I would say 6 to 10 months, okay, before anything in crypto actually starts going very hyper bullish. Okay, now that is very powerful, and considering what's going on around the world, the UK is getting UK to get early or priority access to AI models from Google and OpenAI. That's amazing. And then crypto fund outflows reach 417 million over 8 weeks as investor caution persists. According to CoinShares, digital asset investment product outflows amounted to 88 million just last week. So weekly crypto asset outflows, okay, or flows. Now, the flows have been coming down, okay, which means that there's not money coming into crypto, which is reasonable considering we've had that serious drop last week. And, you know, this is where we had that massive liquidation event a couple weeks ago. And essentially, right here, you can see that there is no money coming into crypto at the moment. Whatever is in this volume, as you guys can see, is actually just what is within the crypto environment on its own. Not much else. Okay, so I think that's all the news I'm going to show you right now. The Dixie is looking absolutely horrendous. Okay, we've hit here. We were rejected. We made an M pattern. Boom, M pattern. Boom. We're kind of hovering on the neck. We broke the neckline, but then we pull back straight up. Are we retesting the essential neckline? And do we want to come back down? That's my personal view. I think that that is what could happen on the Dixie tonight, especially if the Fed doesn't raise any interest rates. Okay, if the Fed raises rates, then this is probably going to go up. But for me, like I've said to you guys, so this pattern is very, very brutally critical right now. Okay, because now instead of having this W pattern, okay, where we will hopefully the dollar would have, well, not hopefully, but the dollar would have found support here and then broken up through the neckline here. Okay, and so instead of that pattern, we're now forming an M pattern. Okay, and guess what? The neckline is actually down here, my purple box here. Okay, so if we do end up coming closer to there and we do end up pulling down to this level and maybe a little flick back up to the blue line, we could potentially break this neckline, which would bring us down to my target down here at 89. So that would mean that the dollar has now finally been resisted by the 200. We are coming down. My personal view, I think the dollar, as I said to you in one of my videos a long while ago, actually, was that actually the dollar had a dead cat bounce feel to it. Okay, so and that's just what I see in the charts. If you see anything else, let me know down below what you think. But Bitcoin dominance right now is looking juicy as well. Bitcoin dominance continues to rally, so we are getting ready for another pull up. You can see there's been a lot of buy volume coming in. We're waiting for the 200 on the 1 hour to catch up with us. Then let's go and have a look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour is really getting ready to tell us that we're getting ready to buy, which tells me that the Fed isn't going to raise interest rates today. And even if we wick down here and pull back up, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. But essentially, we are very strong on the Bitcoin dominance. Now, let us go and have a look in the chart here. What is going on here? So yesterday we had CPI data come in. See, you know, the articles where I saw an article here, it said something about, here, Bitcoin rises as CPI decline hints at the Fed rate pause hike. Well, guys, when the CPI data came out here, it didn't rise. It fell. This is what I mean about the news. The news is not always correct, and the news isn't the charts. And that's why you need to remove your emotions from the news. Know the news, but don't allow it to affect your decisions in trading. Now, what I'm going to say to you guys right now is that we've created a couple highs and a couple lows, okay? Look at that channel that we're essentially building right here. That's a bearish flag, okay? It's not a very long flagpole, but essentially your target would be from there down, okay? If I had to go and pull this onto the 4-hour time frame. Now, we've been trading in this little range here. We're under the 200. We're under my level. So if the Fed decides to raise rates, we will crash down. And I'm telling you, we will reach my $24,000 price within the next day or two, okay? But if the Fed don't decide to raise rates, boom, we could smash through the 200 here and pump all the way back up to this 26,500 level at the very least, okay? So that would be extraordinarily juicy, and I would love to see this play out in the market. But for now, let's just stay tuned and we'll see what happens a little bit later on. I haven't touched on Ethereum for a little while, and I don't normally run Ethereum through the videos, but Ethereum is pretty much in the same position, although we've got a very strong box here that essentially is now becoming a support zone. And if we break that support zone and this, boom, boom, if we end up breaking up there, then the likelihood is we'll come and test the 200, maybe even somewhere up here at the 1820 level again. But if we break down, boom, we're coming down to the 1650 level, guys. Now, that would be a super awesome buying opportunity. Now, last chart that I want to show you on the video is the beautiful ETH to Bitcoin pair. We're oversold. I did say to you guys, if we broke this box, we were coming down on this pair. I did say to you guys, and I want to go and show you actually, because I sold my Bitcoin here. I sold my Ethereum here to buy Bitcoin, okay? And yes, we had this rally up, so essentially I was in a 3% loss there. But guess what? Guess what, beautiful souls? I'm now currently in a 1.8% gain on my BTC to ETH chart. Now, do I think it's going to come up here? Yeah, there is a possibility, but honestly, you can see the strong level of support that we are holding down here. So it tells me that the rally could continue up, but I did say to you guys that and that's because the RSI is very oversold. I think we could pull back up to there and then break back down. And I personally think that Ethereum will come back down to this, the ETH BTC pair will come back down to somewhere here, considering that we are currently under the 200 on the 4-hour time frame now. On the daily time frame for the ETH BTC pair, we were rejected heavily at that point. We are oversold in the RSI, but it doesn't mean we can't run flat here and still continue. Now, my personal view is the very least we're coming down to this zone right here, which would still mean that we've got an upward trending pattern, okay, which is very good. It'll give us, we're basically slowing down while the 200 is coming, and we're basically going to meet at an apex point very, very soon, guys. So make sure to stay tuned to the video, to my channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell, and I really do appreciate every single one of you. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to hit the thumbs up. That really helps the algorithm. And if you guys enjoyed this video, then please make sure to continue watching that video pinned in the card. It's much better than this one, even if you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you inside the